Other issues of concern were finances and societal expectations, which was agreed, if not properly tackled, can cause conflict in marriage.
We have had to pay attention to the fact that the operating space for men, given the conditions in the economy as married men, has rapidly changed and is still changing. The essence of today was to talk to ourselves, to relate to ourselves, and tell ourselves point blank our challenges.
Forgiveness is very important. Patience, long-suffering, and resilience. All these are factors that are really key in marriages.
Men tend to, to have problems that they cannot really express themselves. They don't talk to themselves like women do. So we felt that there was a need for us to come together to share views, to ensure that we are better sensitized, better educated on how to ensure that these present challenges we have do not have negative consequences on our marriages.
It was an exciting event, well thought out by the executives for men. The topics that were discussed here were really what the men need at this point in time in this country.
Men were admonished to hold on to prayer first and intentionally work their marriages to success, devoid of depression and anxiety. Sophia Noma Uche, NTA News.
Many thanks, Sophia. The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, has expressed a resolve to promote and protect consumer rights issues in the country through advocacy and enforcement of its statutory powers. The regulatory body stated this while commemorating the 2024 World Consumer Rights Day, as Abdullahi Ajia was there.
On a day, global attention is focused on celebrating the consumer, and the concerns of the consumer are brought to the front burner. The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, is also championing this cause through conversation with relevant players. Representative of the Executive Vice Chairman, NCC, on the occasion, reiterates NCC's commitment to protecting the consumer at all times, especially considering the thematic focus of this year's celebration, which is fair and responsible AI for consumers.
As NCC, we are saying that if consumers are happy, our industry is successful. And so we are saying that the consumer is given that high priority in our plan, in our strategies going forward. We need to ensure that our regulations are adequately in place to address challenges that comes up with the use of artificial intelligence.
It is a day where consumers are expressly appreciated, placed in their proper position, and reinforced with the trust they have given other components of the industry to serve their need.
Speakers commend NCC for its consistent role in sensitization, advocacy, and protection of consumers' rights in the telecom industry.
We continue to develop and promote consumer-centric initiatives aimed at ensuring that the rights of consumers are protected. Consumer education also forms a major tool for promoting consumer rights, and therefore the Commission continues to engage with consumers and consumer issues using its various outreach programs.
The Nigerian telecom regulator says while it looks forward to more customer satisfaction, consumer concerns remain a cardinal responsibility and will enforce it within its statutory mandate. In Abuja, Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
And from this report, we now shift attention to the territory, but that will be after this time out. Do stay with us. Good evening. Glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news,
on the news at 7.
Jama'a barkanmu da wannan
The news station Nta Channel 5, Abuja
would say have a lovely day.
Thank you for staying tuned. Together for Healthy Families Nigeria is an initiative of the Rotary International with a target of 25% reduction in maternal child mortality and other related health interventions. This was highlighted at the Community Health Awareness by the organization in Kochigoro, Abuja Municipal Area Council. Hakimat Aliu brings us details of engagement by the visiting president of Rotary.
As global efforts to completely eliminate polio around the world continues, the Rotary International has remained committed to the fight. Hence, the activities of the visiting Rotary International president featured symbolic polio immunization at the Area 2 Family Clinic. The team proceeded to Kuchigoro community for dialogue and medical outreach.
Polio eradication is the flagship project of Rotary International for the years now. And the key thing is that until we eradicate polio all over the world and also stop the vaccine-derived medicine, we are still at work.
The world a better place for them so that they can grow and they can thrive. And that involves improving healthcare, that involves improving water and sanitation. It's the statement that I made and a statement I stand by. I want to dedicate my presidency, which is only 12 months, but I want to dedicate it to making the world a better place for the children of the world. One of the things that we need to continue doing is to be vigilant and to continue our surveillance to ensure that Nigeria remains polio-free. But also the project we're visiting here today is a wonderful project. It's a multifactorial project.
Together for Healthy Family is a 3-year project under the umbrella of Rotary Action Group for Reproductive, Maternal and Child Health, which is operational in about 500 primary healthcare centers, including outreach programs.
We are putting our foot down on prevention of maternal and child death in the country, because that's another area of intervention. Rotary normally looks at area for intervention and tries to provide solutions.
We are here today is for the arrived international president to see the efforts Rotary has done and put into this community towards maternal and child health.
Very much excited because I have seen and we have learned so many things, because they say health is wealth.
Drama presentation on maternal child health was used to drive home the message to members of Kuchigoro community.
This gathering is intended to intensify awareness amongst members of this community on the benefits of delivering health facilities as well as other health-seeking behaviors. In Abuja, Hakimat Aliu, Nta News.
Many thanks, Hakim Martino. Health always is wealth. Just like the saying that someone in the river does not complain of soapy eyes, now the dilemma of the people of Usman Dam, the host community of the popular Usman Dam located at Buari Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory, is a case of one and the same. Odiri Ogboru Arutere visited that area.
This third road was constructed 34 years ago when the government was relocating the Peori people from their original ancestral home due to the construction of the Usman Dam.
History has it that Pei was founded by a hunter, Kushimi, from Zaria, Kaduna State in 1865. He decided to settle there because of the rocks around to create a cave. Pei people are predominantly farmers. Pei, Jugo, and Ampamwara villages were resettled here in the 1980s by the Federal Capital Territory, having sited the lower Usman Dam in the then Pei village on their ancestral stream called Suma.
The government promised that since they are relocating us down here because of the Usman Dam, that they will make sure that they provide us all the necessary social amenities. Water on which we were resettled because of, primarily, It's what we don't even have now. We have made several calls, write-ups, call it whatever. Government has given us a deaf ear. As such, it becomes a problem. It has become a stigma, a problem to us.
Over there is the traditional burial hut for every chief that dies in this community. By my right is the official palace built by the government while relocating the people of Pei to this resettlement ground.
We are the farmers. When we see the way how the rent, let's say from March, we see the sign of the rent. So farmer will start preparing for the farm. So our forefathers, they said, we need God blessing. That is why we are going there, to call God to help us. When rain will fall, we farmer will farm. If you don't farm, that we cannot get food.
More importantly, on this visit is the discovery that the neighboring communities of Pei, Jugo, and Pambwara still share the existing infrastructure like the Primary Healthcare Center, LEA Primary, and junior secondary schools recently built by the Universal Basic Education Board.
The Constitution, when you want to resettle people, you make sure that you come back and be, checking how are they doing, what are they faced with, what are their challenges. But I'm telling you today, since 1988, February 2nd, nobody has come.
The village head of New Usman Town, Pei Village, David Elisha, appealed to the government to come to their aid. Abuja, Odiri Ogboru, Arotere, Nta News.
Quite an interesting history there, Odiri. This is just like a case of very close yet far away. We hope the government or the relevant authorities will listen to their cry and come to their aid. Moving on, hawkers are everywhere. They are at the street corners, malls, residential areas, and some business locations. Hawkers are in large numbers, and their economic activity in recent times have begun to pose a wide range of challenges for the organized society, like Duse Alhaji in Buhari Area Council of the FCT. Gideon Yohana sought to find out what people are saying about hawkers.
Hawking on Nigerian highways has become a norm, though governments have made effort to contend with this. Governments are of the opinion that they should stay off the roadside where they cannot constitute nuisance to drivers, motorists, and to residents. Like a sojourner, 16-year-old Jamilu, an indigene of Kaduna State, searched for greener pastures brought him to Abuja, the nation's capital, and he recounts how beneficial hawking has been.
I sell at least 7 bags daily, with each sold to me at 200 naira cost price. I am able to make at least 100 naira from each, but the cost of production now affects my profits.
Alhaji Shaibu, a frequent buyer who is resident in Duse Alhaji, believes that street trading is profitable. He, however, prays that structures are put in place to give street traders opportunities to carry out their trade without molestation.
People that are hawking, they benefit from it in one way or the other. They sell, that's where they benefit from it every blessed day. For them to sell on the road, I don't advise that.
After my secondary school, I lost my sponsor, so I decided to do POS business to survive after several trials to get air and land army equipment. All failed. Sometimes we are chased out not to sell here, but we have nowhere to go. We beg the government to support us so that we can take care of ourselves and families.
Sadly, miscreants and hoodlums have taken advantage of the lack of organization in street trading and hawking. They disguise as hawkers only to forcefully catch away unsuspecting persons' belongings.
I saw them like people that are hustling, that are hustling to make something. So I just entered and they robbed me at the end of the day. Most of those guys, you see them, they are actually going around to spy, you understand? So that at the end of the day, they will they will come out and do whatsoever they want to do.
Residents and patrons to markets in the area say the authorities can get lasting solutions by putting up proper infrastructure and facilities that will ensure the safety of traders and buyers, as well as activate proper identification methods for all hawkers in the area and for other persons who patronize the traders in the vicinity.
Next week, we shall take a journey to other communities in the territory, and we'll be back here for another interesting package. From all of us, we say thank you for watching. Do have a beautiful afternoon. Bye for now.